think a critical first step in this is, if you have never seen me before, my name is Leo, as I mentioned, and I'm an artist from South Africa. I'm actually a designer, UX designer. I am a fashion and graphic designer, and I'm also a professional photographer. So I think I have a little bit of experience, just a little bit, to know what I'm talking about. And essentially, this space is kind of made to share and talk creativity, talk art, talk pretty much anything that deals with this creative game. And yeah, I'm going to be participating and capturing the history of creativity here in South Africa. So yeah, I think first things first, for proper intro, just a little backstory on me is that I'm from Pretoria, and I grew up in Pretoria for pretty much my whole life. So yeah, it was fun. I won't lie. I can't even complain about my upbringing for the most part. It's just, your classic South African upbringing. And well, that it is, there's terms and conditions, but I grew up relatively good, and I'm grateful for that. And then I've always been an artist, but I kind of unlocked my true self when it was time to go to varsity, bro. I signed up for like a couple universities off the matric, like a lot actually, and most of them rejected me because my math and physics marks were kind of heavy. But yeah, that didn't really stop me from trying to look. And eventually I got blessed enough to find a school here in Centurion called Open Window, and that kind of led me to a school called Cape Town Creative Academy. Yes, Cape Town. That's the most important thing out of this. So I pretty much found a school in Cape Town where I could go and do my studies. And a little context is, I basically design apps and websites. So I wanted to find a cool place to study and learn that. And what better place to be immersed in art, new experiences, exclusivity, than to be in Cape Town. So 2020, I did that, went to Cape Town, and then started my clothing brand as well, like officially. Went to the bank, got it whole registered also at the what's it called, CIPC. Yeah, CIPC. But got that down. And yeah, for the first 2-3 months of the year, yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was just so crazy. But obviously 2020 came with the pandemic. That's when it got real. So yeah, pretty much on like the second last day before it was locked down, me and my best friend took a taxi from Cape Town all the way to Pretoria. And then yeah, it was bad, but we got cooped up. But we can fast forward the nitty gritty of lockdown. We all know what happened there. I barely stayed inside though. Yeah, don't get me on the skateboard, it's very dangerous. But lockdown happened, cool. And then after lockdown, had to go back to Cape Town finally. And then just started vibing out, bro. Started vibing out. But problem is, the lockdown was too long, so I kind of lost focus. I was too excited when I came back. So, long story short, I lost my focus, and 2022, I took a gap year. Yeah, it was needed to slow down a little bit. Too much was going on. So 2022, took a gap year in Pretoria, and there I started doing photography like crazy. Like, I started doing shoots. I went crazy. I also obviously, how would I describe this? Because it wasn't my brand. it started from my brand, and then I ended up working with these other crazy DJs, Mellow and Sleazy, and I ran their brand and did photography for them for a little while. And like, yeah, 2022, I was just up and down, literally. I was just up and down, having fun, experiencing things. I just didn't want to be at home for a whole year. So, yeah. If you do end up in a gap year, try to be productive. It will help, especially now. Stuff I did in 2022 really are having an influence on my life currently. So I highly suggest that you be proactive. But 2023, luckily, went back to school, went back to Cape Town, and when you leave a place now, and then you come back to it, it's just so, it feels different. It had different energy. I won't lie. And I was in love. Obviously, I was so in love with the city, and just the experiences of that got worse or better. I don't know, but photography started going more intensely. The fashion also it had its own wave, but while simultaneously I'm always designing, I'm always pushing my craft, so there's never time just to sit still and just relax. So I did that, and then last year, 2024, that was my final year, because the boy came back smooth, clean, academics. I was on the level that I wanted to be for the first time in my life. So shout out to that. Shout out to me. Shout out to everybody involved. And then yeah, bro, last year was just crazy. So essentially, within all of these years, I am meeting the most interesting, smart, beautiful people from all walks of life. I'm telling you, literally, I'm meeting Italian people by Cafe Caprice. One of my good friends today now, she's from the UK. She's a model, and I met her just taking a walk in the city. I have a few German mates as well, so that's lit. And also just as well as our brothers here in Africa. So the city of Cape Town is such a culturally rich city that I appreciate, as well as the events that take place there. So I just got to Daisy's now, the location. Yeah, it's just such cool, very very cool event. So I got to experience a lot of those moments, traveling, jumping between provinces as a photographer, and then literally it's gig to gig to gig to gig to gig. I think there was a day where I went like 4 provinces in one night. I was like, I don't know how these guys live like this, but those years and experiences, looking back to them now, it's gold. It's something special. So I guess those formative years of mine to find me here today, where I'm gonna be graduating, and once I graduate, I'll officially be a full-time entrepreneur, working on my brand 100% of the time now. Essentially, that will be my day in, day out. Obviously I'll still do some shit on the side, but now the focus is Leonardo, Virgo, Arte. Those are my brands. So we're gonna be going into doing a lot of work oriented around that. I'm gonna be sharing that process as well, of me actually designing stuff, actually making them real, doing some shoots and stuff. So that's also gonna be quite interesting. But I think for the most part, being being a creative now in 2025, the way it feels, I'll say I'm so optimistic. I'll be honest. A lot of shit is going down in the world right now. I'm in that period where AI, people are saying, is taking over, but I'm just so gassed, bro. Of whatever is yet to come from this year is going to be so sensational. So let's just go on that ride together, see what happens, and then that's pretty much it as an introduction. Some fun facts about me is um, I climb on the roof almost every day. Any place that I go to, I go on the roof. I'm a skateboarder, longboarder, ice skater, roller skater, longboarder, I'm a runner. Like I run, not professionally, but I'm quite fast. Challenge me for a race one day, and then yeah, I just love beautiful aesthetics, beautiful experiences, beautiful people. If you're a beautiful person, you and I will get along. And I think the things that I do, the reason why I do what I do is I want to share beautiful things, experiences with people. So if you want to understand what all of this is about, it's about sharing beauty, sharing art, and and being free. You can't be so serious in life. You really can't be so serious in life. So I think that's kind of the message for today is I'm coming for you guys. Whoever doesn't believe in me, I'm coming for you. Thank you for everybody that is believing in me. It's love. And yeah, let's just grow, expand, and see what creative adventures and endeavors we can get on. So yeah, I think I've talked for long enough, and like you kind of get the gist of what I do, and you'll find out what's more. So I'm gonna kill it here. Thank you for watching. It's been Leo. We up now. Peace.